making one line that's going to go right. I visualize the spine here and the rails there, and then in the middle I think of one line, it's hard to get it on there, that goes right down the middle. And then I am going to just scrape on that line only. I'm not going to scrape over here, I'm not going to scrape over here, trying to fill in this entire space or scrape out this entire space. I am going to just scrape one center line down the whole time, and it fills naturally, it fills it out. So watch how I do that. So I'm going to go right on that line, get myself some light here, and just go up to that and keep going on that same line. And as you go, it goes lower because you're scraping it out. Look, it fills in the whole window. Okay. And I didn't have to go over here and go over here. When you start having to go over here and go over here, that's when you get rid of your rails and when you get rid of your spine. So make that center line, think of that center line right down the middle of the window, and just keep scraping on that center line, and it'll fill it all in perfectly.
Okay. And then how much space you're leaving down there? Are you just kind of eyeballing that?
Oh, I did eyeball that, sorry. That, you would want to start at that 52 or 53. Well, at 10. So like if you go on, that's, it's a little low actually. I have it at 60. But I would want it to start probably, here I'll do the next one.
Oh, because that's, okay. Starting at 52.
Right, here's 60, 1, 2. Okay, I just put the bottom line.
Okay.
So then, from here, right to there, down the center, over and over. Now, the windows. After the tip, the windows are the next thinnest part.
Okay.
And I'm not really doing much with my thumb on this because I'm not going very far. So I'm not pushing forward with my thumb. I always use my thumb to anchor my knife. So how much to take off of the windows is a little different than the heart, like that first part. So now, but look see how wide my spine is? I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
At that point, then you can go right up against that spine and thin it out just a little bit. There. So it's not as thick. So now look at the cane color. It's pretty much the same on the windows as the heart, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take maybe 1 or 2 more layers off of the window so they're not as yellow as this part.
Okay, so they're supposed to be, they're lighter than that.
They are, yep, because they're thinner. Because here's your number 1 thinnest is the tip, number 2 is the windows, then the heart. So I'll do that now. I'm going to still just go right down the center. This is why when I first taught you how to scrape, I gave you that game of scraping specific spots, because right now you need to scrape down that center line and only down that center line. So you can see how it's even almost gray.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do the same thing to the other side. Down the center. Good light is very important when you're working on reeds.
Okay.
I have scraped many reeds in my life, so I scrape fast. Don't use my quickness to get it to a reed as a gauge for yourself yet. Take your time. If it takes you a whole week to get a first reed, but it's a good reed, that's worth it. Because I've learned how much I can push to get what kind of curl off I need. Until you get that comfortable with that, I'd rather you take your time than gouge something out. Because once you take it off, you can't put it back on. Good, now.
All right.